All right, well, switching gears, literally, let's talk about, this took a turn, car accidents. A common occurrence right here in the ATL, and some people say when you move to Atlanta, you need three things: good brakes, good tires, and a lot of patience. But what about a good attorney? Well, today we're talking with leading personal injury attorney Nick Schnyder, founder of the Nick Schnyder Law Firm right here in Atlanta. Hi, Nick.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. I'm thrilled to have you here. Tell people about your background and how you got started.
So the firm's only 7 years old, and in that time we've grown from little old me in my house with my 3-month-old, no clients, to 4 locations all over Georgia, 50 employees, 8 lawyers. It's been a whirlwind.
Wow.
And we've been recognized as one of the fastest growing law firms in the country, and I love every minute of it.
I was going to say, tell people your Instagram too, because I was perusing it before the show, and you really are not only, it shows the awards that you've won, but it is full of education for people who might want to check you out. Tell people that right now.
Schnyder Law Firm, and then mine is Schnyder the Fighter.
Okay, I love that. All right, and let's talk about what sets your practice apart from other firms.
Yep, so we really lean into what we call litigation, which is taking the case all the way to trial if need be. And so a lot of times, a lot of attorneys just negotiate, and they say, oh, will you please pay us the right thing? But that's not how insurance companies make money. Insurance companies make money by paying as little as possible. And so we take it all the way to court if need be, and it's provided exceptional results for our clients.
Okay, good to know. And I want to ask you this: why should you call an attorney after an auto injury? Because I think we hear different scenarios and different things we think we should do. But what's your advice?
Absolutely. Well, a lot of people don't really think about it. When the person who hits you in a collision, you're not dealing with that person almost every time. You're dealing with a multi-billion-dollar corporation, an insurance company, and they have thousands, tens of thousands of attorneys whose job is to demean your case, to pay you as little as possible. And so I think it's good advice to at least have a experienced team of trial lawyers who've done it 1,000 times in your corner. It's a lot easier for an insurance company to pay you very little or deny your claim when you're an injured person just trying to get better. But when you have a team of experienced attorneys who've done this 1,000 times, ready to fight for you, it's a lot harder to pay you very little.
Makes such a difference. And why is the timing of getting a lawyer involved so important?
Absolutely. So when you bring a claim, you have to prove your case. And so in order to do that, you have to collect evidence, you have to speak to witnesses, you have to present all this information to the opposing side to get the proper amount of money. And so if you wait a long time, if you wait 6 months to call us and give us a chance, we can't investigate properly. That evidence is gone, the witnesses are gone, maybe the police didn't do a proper investigation. And so we want to give you the best chance possible to walk away with the most money possible. So the sooner you talk to us, the better chance your case is still strong.
Okay, Nick, I want to ask you this then. So first steps after an accident happens, and also what if, lots of people traveling to Florida, neighboring states here, what happens if you get into an accident, God forbid, out of state?
Sure. So the steps immediately after are very important. So first is get to safety. A lot of people stand in the middle of the road while their car's smoking.
Yeah.
Get out of the way. Get to safety. Second is get the emergency services involved. Get the police there. Get an ambulance if you need it. It's very important to get that documented. Everything's recorded. Then everybody loves it. Take your picture. Take your phone out. Take as many pictures as you can. We want to get all the evidence we possibly can, and we want to prove the case. If anybody comes up to you and says, "I saw everything. Are you okay?" Well, a lot of times people say, "Yeah, I'm okay," and that person's gone.
Right.
You want to get their information. You want to collect their name, their number, because once they're gone, they're gone. And then finally, give us a call. Once you give us a call, we can walk you through these additional steps. And then finally, you want to make sure you see a doctor as quickly as possible.
I love that you said that too about seeing a physician. But what happens if you are in an accident, you feel fine, you're checked out, and then it's weeks, maybe even months later that your neck starts to hurt, or you feel like something could be related to that accident? Then what do you do? Yeah,
that's actually really common. Insurance companies love to say, "Oh, well, you weren't limping at the scene, you weren't bleeding, so you couldn't have been hurt." But that's not actually how people are injured. They're typically scared. They just want to go home. And so a lot of times people don't feel those symptoms. They've got the adrenaline going, and so they rush home, and then they wake up, like you said, weeks later or days later, and they're like, "Wow, something's wrong." I've had a client have persistent abdomen pain and then finally get checked out and they have a fractured rib. So it's not lethal to your case if you don't immediately rush to a doctor, but we definitely suggest you get checked out as soon as possible. It makes your case as strong as possible.
All right, I love that. And then quickly I want to ask you, last question, how do I know if I even have a case?
Well, give us a call is the easiest way.
Okay.
But typically you want to be able to point to something they did wrong. They weren't paying attention, they were drinking and driving, they ran the red light, something they did wrong. And then some type of quantifiable injury. You want to point to something and say, my back hurts, my neck hurts, I broke my arm.
Sure.
Anything like that. And you usually have a case if you have both of those.
All right, Nick. Well, I'm sure that you're doing quite well. Seven locations, is that what you said?
4 locations,
4 locations,
8 lawyers.
8 lawyers. Oh my goodness, I was just trying to do all the math in my head. Thank you for helping so many people here in Georgia.
Honored to be here.
All right, thank you, Nick. And thank you to Nick Schnyder Law Firm for sponsoring that segment.